Hey, what's up, guys? You're listening to the It Takes a Village podcast. I'm Ashley, your host. This is where the struggles are real, the callings are heavy, the kids are sticky. We come together because it takes a village, and this is your tribe. Hey, friend, thanks for listening to the It Takes a Village podcast. We are in week 3 of Corona quarantine. I have no idea, to be honest, because there are no actual landmarks or anything really to split up my days or our weeks together. We just have a lot of time together, and it's all feels like all one really, really extremely long day, right? So I'm not going to lie, it took me already, I've recorded this episode once, and I completely erased it, and I'm starting over because as I was listening to myself talk, I was like, wait a minute, this is not what you want to say to your friends. This is not what you want to be saying to yourself. And it is about embracing the slow pace. And it's so funny because even as I was recording this, I was doing the opposite. I don't know. I was giving myself anxiety for no reason over getting something done because my kid was napping, or my littlest one was napping. My other two were trying to figure out something to do, which coincidentally now they are outside playing and building a fort because I left them alone long enough to not engage with them. They found something to play on their own, and it's awesome. So that gives me the opportunity to delete everything, redo this episode, and really tell you what I really want to say, not what everybody else is saying about embracing the slow pace right now, but what I want to say to you, and that is to do absolutely nothing. And that was not initially what I planned on saying, but after I listened to it, and I was like, you know what? We have this whole lifetime of busyness. That is the American standard, right? Is to be busy constantly, to have all these things. We have all these to-do lists. And as soon as this quarantine lifts, we're going to be bombarded with birthday parties and catch up with work and tasks and to-do lists and schedules and summer camps or after school activities or, this or that. The list goes on and on, because throughout the year we are freaking jam-packed full with all these things, right? Unless you're already super intentional and you have the ability to say no and to be really intentional with your time. But a lot of us, we just keep adding it on, and then we don't realize that it's the catalyst for why we're stressed, why our kids are having so many meltdowns, why they're having so much anxiety. And we just keep it on because we feel like the more things means the happier the kids will be if they're in more activities, the happy I will be if I show up for all these things. And anyways, maybe that needs to be a whole nother episode. But right now we are gifted with the ability to slow down, and really gifted might be just a really kind term for it, but we are forced to slow down right now because we have no choice. We're quarantined, a lot of us. We can't leave our homes depending on your restrictions. Your leaving of the house is very minimal. Most of us are at home with our kids all day. Our kids are out of school. And so right now, I think it's okay to be in your pajamas all day. I think it's okay. If we have this one opportunity, yes, learn a new hobby. Yes, invest in yourself. Enjoy your time to be able to read a book. But the reality is, when you have a busy family, is that those things still might not be able to get done because you're navigating this new space of everybody being home and everybody wanting your attention, you needing alone time, all these things, right? So I think it's okay to give ourselves the freedom to have slow mornings, to wake up late, to watch TV, to do nothing until the afternoon, to get dressed at 1. It's okay. I go back and forth between this because, yes, one, I feel like this is a great opportunity, and maybe you guys feel this way, the same way that I do. And I think that it's totally okay to feel and go back and forth between these two ways of doing life in the season right now, is that you want to embrace this opportunity, this freedom that it's allowed you to do new things, reconnect with your spouse, reconnect with your family, get a book read, get a to-do thing, a house thing done because you're here, you're home, you have the time. Also, it's okay if you guys watch a movie all day long. When I think about how busy I am, or how busy I was during the week when I was having to work full time, the kids were in school, we had activities. It's that I wished for those times to be able to just get up and go travel, or get up and have nothing to do in the morning, have no reason to, like Sunday evening, have no reason to feel like I'm being rushed to get all the things done because tomorrow we have to get, and go, 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 right? So I feel like it's okay if on Monday you invest in yourself and you listen to a podcast, or you read that book you've always wanted to read, you work on the language you've always wanted to learn, you get a task done that you've always wanted to get done on the house. But it's also okay if you have a movie night all day long. Our kids, ourselves, are bombarded with all the things all year long. I don't know how long this quarantine is going to last. It's unfortunate that we are in it, and there's a ton of reasons why you have every right to be anxious, unsure, have anxiety, have stress about the unknown, to be down about losing a job, or, whatever position you are in. But there's also a blessing that I don't want you to miss that is in the midst of embracing the slow pace that we're gifted right now. And that is that we have the advantage to do whatever the heck that we want to do right now, because there's nothing to do. We don't have anywhere to go. We can't get together. But what we can do is reconnect, be intentional with our time, and just enjoy the sweetness of going slow, which is a struggle for a lot of us, because if you're like me, you feel accomplished in all the things. Like, you thrive on the checklist. So if you're still struggling right now with the slow pace, I want you to ask yourself why. Because there's nothing else for you to be doing, why are you worried about what your house looks like right now? Like, why are you worried about it being, if it's that you thrive on a clean house, cool. Like, do what you need to do to get it done, but here's where I'm at with this, okay? And this episode is totally me just off the script, just thinking as I'm speaking, because I was struggling with this as I was recording initially. I was putting myself in this box of, I should do all these things, and I need to be really, like, I don't know, I just really struggled with everybody telling me that what I need to do at this time, and me feeling guilty about not doing those things. And so here's where I was at this weekend. We did an awesome yard project, and we've been doing it, and I love that we got to go at the pace that we wanted to go. We had nowhere to go, nowhere to be, so we didn't get any interruptions. We kind of could have lunch outside. We didn't have lunch until like later in the afternoon. There was no rush. We worked on the project for several days because there was no rush. And then Sunday came, and typically on a Sunday I would need to go to the grocery store. And so I already felt that rising up in me, right? Sunday was coming and our groceries are getting low. And I was like, oh my gosh, like I'm going to have to go to the store. I'm going to have to do all these things. Because my initial MO is to get everything ready for the week ahead, right? And so then I realized, wait a minute, we don't have to get up early, and we can have a snacky lunch. I don't have to pack the kids' lunches. There's not certain things that need to be done because they're not going to school the next day. So it's totally fine if I don't go to the grocery store until Monday, because, hey, like, I'm not even going to work right now. So I can actually wait until Monday evening when nobody else is in the store. I had more freedom, and I had already forgotten that I didn't need to be in this busy, rushed lifestyle mindset. I've even made myself feel guilty about us watching TV or being on electronics too long. But when I compare it to the rest of our year, we don't do that. We have all these things. They have school constantly. So why not let them enjoy the time that they have at home with their family, to reconnect with their friends, like on Zoom? And I think this is a unique thing that this has put us in, is that I feel like, because we're forced into this slowing down, have begun to realize the appreciation or the importance we have for human connection, because we were so busy that we didn't have time to sit still and really think about, man, like, I really miss talking to my aunt, or I really miss talking to my friend, or I really miss, like, just sitting down and FaceTiming with them, like having a face-to-face conversation with them, or how you miss the just small conversations you had throughout the day with them at work. Like, this time has given us the opportunity to reflect and just realize what is really valuable and important to us in our everyday lives, because it's missing now. Like, it's like that saying, you don't realize how good you have it until it's gone. So now we get a little piece of that. And it's such a good, insightful little blessing nugget that I feel like we are getting now. And that we're being intentional. It's so funny how separation makes us really connect with others. It's this weird thing that I'm realizing just now that's happening to most of us. Like our kids are Zooming with their classmates, which means that they're having intentional conversations and getting to know their classmates. And it's nothing more than that, right? There's no distractions. There's no it's like recess all the time, but without the activity, I guess, without the physical. And obviously that would be much better. Like if our kids could just have playtime with their friends intentionally throughout the week or the weekend. And if we could have that time with our friends intentionally throughout the week or the weekend, we'd be so much better for it because we crave human connection. That's just how we're wired. So how do we sustain this when this is all over with? Because I feel like it's such a good blessing to just be like, you know what? Today I'm going to do nothing. Today the laundry, it's okay if it's there. It's okay if now there's the difference, okay? Like I'm going to say, because I don't want you to get all like sloppy Mary Jo over in your household and your husband hate me, but there is a balance, right? Like if you don't necessarily need to get laundry done today, but you're just doing it because you feel like you have to, because you have to do this checklist thing to be a successful parent or a successful mom, or you have to be going to feel like you're being responsible with your time, or being a trophy wife or trophy mom, whatever you want to call it. You know what I mean? We just have that wired in us that we need to be going. We have trouble sitting still. I know because I struggle with it all the time, and the world is still going to be there when this is over. The laundry is still going to be there when it's over, but our kids in this season and the opportunities that we have in this season are not going to be there when this is over. So I really just want you to embrace the slow pace. Enjoy the fact that you can sit out in the driveway and just watch them color for hours. You can color with them. It's okay. Like there's nothing better than this opportunity to take time for reconnecting with ourselves, each other, and just enjoying the fact that we have nowhere to be. And okay, so let's get back to sustaining this after this is over. And that's just remembering, like, how did your schedule beforehand make you feel and your family feel? Were you having a lot of meltdowns? Were your kids having a lot of meltdowns? Were you anxious and having anxiety and stress or depression? Were your kids feeling those feelings too? Then maybe it means that there's something to this slowing down that is beneficial for you and your family. Obviously, we still have to do our jobs, whether that's in the home or outside of the home, when this is all over. Like we have to work, we have to earn an income, or we have to do something, our responsibilities, but we have the ability to limit what is added on, what the extra things are, the extracurricular activities, the birthday parties that we say yes to, the things that we say yes to, that we commit to, the trips that we're going on, the trips that we're not going on. So the only way that we can be successful in this after quarantine is lifted, because everything is going to be just bam, like right in your face. And we're going to have the habit of getting right back in there into the rat race. And so is to write it down somewhere. And to talk about it with your spouse, with your kiddos, and your goals, and ask each other what your goals for this family is. And I know that you've done this in other exercises before because I've talked about it before, but really prioritizing, like, what do we want for our family? What is important for our family right now in this season? And is it connection? Okay, so if it's connection, then when you move forward, ask yourself every time you go to do something, is this going to help us connect better as a family? If your answer is no, then you have your answer of whether or not you should be doing it. If the answer is yes, then you have your answer, right? The second thing, or whatever number we're on right now, I have no idea, is to remind yourself that being slow paced does not mean doing little or doing nothing. It doesn't mean that you're being lazy. It just means that you're enjoying life. You're enjoying and being intentional with the little things, the better things, and you're not being bombarded with all the things. So that's the biggest difference. And one of the things that you should remind yourself, and I will probably write down somewhere so I can remind myself, because there will be a time where I'm getting back in it and I have to be like, wait a minute, this is not what I wanted. The third thing is to give yourself continuous permission after this quarantine is lifted to continue doing whatever it is that you've found makes you thrive during the day. Whether it's to continue to learn that new language, to find time to read the book, to find time to invest in yourself. I feel like that is so important, and that's what gets lost in our everyday schedule normally, is that now we have the gift of time to be able to read that book, or to learn that language, or to paint again, or to read again, or to skate with our family. And let's not forget how that made us feel when we did that with our kids, or when we do that for ourselves. And let's continue to give ourselves the freedom to do that when we go back to work, when we get back to our schedule, when our kids go back to school, and make it a priority. It may not look the same in our schedules. It may be on the weekends only. It may be in the mornings. It may be in the evenings. It may look totally different how we implement it. But I think it's so important that we give ourselves that freedom and that gift to continue doing it. And so I hope this was helpful. It's kind of a ramble, but I felt like it was important because it's such a sweet time. It's something that I struggle with. I was struggling with it, obviously, as I went to record this initially. And I was like, wait a minute, this is about embracing the slow pace. And here I'm telling you to like do all these things. That's exactly the opposite of what I want to do right now myself, much less tell you guys to do that. So I hope this gives you guys freedom. I hope you share this with your friends if you found it helpful. My little man is now up from his nap because it's taken me so long to record this, which is totally fine, right? We're going to have fun. And he's going to continue to blow raspberries, and I'm going to finally get out of my pajamas. Have an awesome rest of your day, friend, and enjoy sipping your tea, sipping your coffee, watching your little ones draw chalk in the driveway while you have no bra on. Like, totally rock it right now, because this is a wonderful season that we may never get back again. And obviously, I'm talking about the positive aspects of this season. We don't need to acknowledge the fact that there are a lot of negatives that we'd much rather not be experiencing right now, but there are some blessings in this, and I want you to embrace that and to enjoy this time and embrace the slow pace, and hopefully you can continue on doing that once this is all over with. Again, I'm so glad you guys are listening. If you found this helpful, please share it with a friend, and I will catch you guys next time.